Right now at noon, a group of Wisconsin schools and teachers are suing the legislature. Why they say public schools are in crisis. Plus, President Trump defends his agenda during the State of the Union address, the key moments and the response from Democrats. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Josh Spreiter. Right now, a man is dead after an SUV or an ATV crash in the town of Rutland. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says a 55-year-old man was driving the ATV on private property near State Highway 138. Just after 7 o'clock last night, the vehicle rolled over in a cornfield, throwing the driver. The victim suffered a serious head injury and was pronounced dead at the scene. He was reportedly not wearing a helmet, and alcohol appears to have been a factor in that crash. A trial date is set for a man who led police on a multi-city chase that ended in a serious crash with a Madison police officer. The trial for Christopher Brugger will begin April 20th. Brugger is charged with more than a dozen felonies. Prosecutors say he led officers on a dangerous chase while driving a tow truck. He then crashed head-on into a Madison police squad car. The crash seriously injured Officer Ryan Kimberly. His canine partner also suffering minor injuries. The trial is scheduled to last 4 days. Beaver Dam police are warning about a fuel tax scam that could impact your tax return. The IRS sent a local resident a legitimate letter claiming they owed $250,000 in back taxes, even though they reported no income. Detectives say fraudsters filed a fake return online claiming more than 120,000 gallons of taxed farm fuel. By saying the fuel should have been tax exempt, the scammers triggered a $230,000 refund, which the IRS deposited into a fraudulent bank account. Police say it's a scheme that defrauds both the victim and the federal government. A coalition of Wisconsin schools and teachers is suing the state legislature. This comes after educators shared their funding concerns with News 3 Now earlier this week. The lawsuit argues public schools are in crisis, with high-need students at the greatest risk. It claims the GOP-led legislature is failing to meet its constitutional obligation to adequately fund public education. The coalition is asking the court to adopt a new school finance system unless lawmakers and the governor reach a solution soon.
This is a problem that has come to the Wisconsin courts in the past. The most recent case was Vincent v. Voigt in the year 2000. But in the 25 years since then, things have gotten considerably worse. And we are at a point where for many districts, as you'll hear today, they are on the verge of crisis.
This comes as Governor Evers and legislative leaders negotiate how to use the state's $2.5 billion surplus, including property tax relief and more funding for schools. At the state capitol, Democrats are renewing their push to increase the minimum wage. The proposal would raise wages from $7.25 an hour to $15 an hour. It would come with a second scheduled increase to $20 an hour by 2030, then tie in future raises to inflation. Supporters say the bill is critical for rural communities where a handful of large employers can hold wages down while the cost of living continues to rise.
1 million Wisconsin workers earn less than a living wage. In fact, in not one of Wisconsin's 72 counties is $15 an hour a living wage today. Today, in not one of our 72 counties is even $20 an hour a living wage. So this bill is not only long overdue, it's actually pretty modest compared to what people actually need to thrive.
Under the bill, small businesses with 50 or fewer employees would get a longer phase-in period to reach $20. Opponents say the minimum wage should be dictated by the free market. Now, first check of your first warn forecast, here's meteorologist Jacob Montesano. Hi, Jacob.
Hey Josh, temperatures today unfortunately are a bit colder compared to yesterday. Right now we're mostly in the 20s across Dane County, 25 right now in Madison. Looking across the region, there are a few locations off to the north still in the upper teens, but we also are seeing some locations getting into the lower 30s. Now, a big reason that temperatures are a bit colder today is the winds are more out of the northwest compared to out of the south yesterday. Right now, wind speeds anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour for a lot of the region. So not too bad in the wind department, but it is keeping those temperatures a little bit cooler. Now, the winds are going to calm down overnight, but then they're going to pick back up for tomorrow and Friday. But by then, they're going to shift and be out of the south, which will help warm those temperatures up. Now, as far as snowfall goes, the small chance of snow we had tonight looks like it's not going to be a factor anymore. Just a few passing clouds here and there. Otherwise, just a decent amount of clear skies with a little bit more cloud cover once we get towards the day tomorrow, but not really going to see much precipitation for the rest of the work week. Looking at the temperature forecast, though, for tonight with the clear skies and the calm winds, we are going to see some cold temperatures dropping into the teens, but tomorrow and Friday are looking pretty good temperature-wise. So I'll talk more in detail about just how warm it's expected to get and also show you a few chances of snowfall as we get closer to the weekend. I'll have all those details coming up a little bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. This afternoon, reactions are still pouring in following President Trump's State of the Union overnight, which set a record for how long it was. Natalie Brand has that story.
Before an audience of Congress and the American public,
this is the golden age of America.
President Trump touted what he called a turnaround for the ages, arguing his policies are lowering prices and blaming Democrats for lingering inflation.
They caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem.
The president also defended his border crackdown and immigration enforcement operations.
If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up.
The president's assertion put the partisan divide on clear display.
Of criminal aliens.
It comes as Congress remains at an impasse over DHS funding, with Democrats pushing for ICE reforms after federal agents shot and killed 2 Minneapolis residents.
They have killed American citizens in our streets, and they have done it all with their faces masked from accountability.
Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger, delivering the Democratic response, criticized the administration's tactics and argued it's her party that's focused on affordability.
Is the president working for you? We all know the answer is no.
The record-long State of the Union address saw a few moments of bipartisan unity as President Trump awarded 2 medals of honor. And this standing ovation for the gold medal-winning USA men's hockey team. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The gold medal winning U.S. women's hockey team was invited to the speech but politely declined, citing previous obligations. The White House says the women's team will meet with the president soon. Well, following that speech, Vice President J.D. Vance is set to visit Wisconsin tomorrow. The vice president is scheduled to speak at a machining facility in Plover. This will mark Vance's first visit to Wisconsin this year. He last traveled to the state in August 2025 when he spoke about the One Big Beautiful Bill in La Crosse. Spirit of Service is back as News 3 Now and Vortex are looking to recognize a local veteran going above and beyond in service to others. Through March 22nd, we're accepting nominations for local veterans making a positive impact in their community. Then from March 30th through April 12th, you'll vote on the finalists. We'll announce the winner live on News 3 Now this morning, April 15th. Coming up on News 3 Now at noon, how Americans say they are feeling about the current conditions of the economy, plus why thousands of Ford SUVs are now being recalled.
President Trump delivered his State of the Union address Tuesday night, touting his agenda, as a new CBS News poll shows that just 37% of Americans believe the current condition of the economy is good. 63% said they are opposed to new tariffs after the Supreme Court last week ruled that the president's Liberation Day tariffs are illegal. President Trump's new 10% worldwide tariff went into effect yesterday, though he had said he would raise it to 15%. Novo Nordisk says it will slash list prices on its weight loss drugs Wegovy and Ozempic starting next year. The drug maker says it will offer both medicines for $675 per month starting in January 2027. The company also plans to sell its type 2 diabetes pill, Rybelsus, for the same price. In a statement, Novo Nordisk said the decision was made with patients who have high deductible insurance plans in mind. And more than 412,000 Ford Explorer models have been recalled over a rare suspension issue that could cause loss of steering, increasing the risk of a crash. The recall affects model years 2017 through 2019. Ford says it will send letters to affected owners next month to take their SUVs to a dealership for a free repair. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Carissa Lawson.
Here's a look at the stock report at the noon hour. The Dow's up 300 points, NASDAQ up 265, and the S&P 500 up this hour 49. Our call for action volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. Call for action at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. We'll have today's farm numbers next, along with the first warn forecast. Then later on Live at 4, I'm in the 608 with how you can name Wisconsin's next best burger. Pam Yankee is out of the radio barn today, so here are your farm numbers. Time now for your certified most accurate forecast with First Warn meteorologist Jacob Montesano. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, Josh, as we take a look at the three things you need to know, we are going to be seeing warmer temperatures for Thursday and Friday, but we also are then going to see a little bit of a cool down as we get towards the weekends. Now, there are going to be snow chances over the weekend as well, although right now accumulation is certainly up in the air. Now, taking a look at the wind gust forecast first, because these will be a big driving factor in the temperatures the next couple of days. We'll see them calm down overnight, then pick back up a little bit for Thursday, but notice the arrows are coming out of the south, which will help warm those temperatures up, and then it's going to get even stronger for Friday. Also going to start out of the south. It's transitioning a little bit more towards the west, but at this point in time, the temperatures will be a lot warmer. So looking at the temperature forecast for the next couple of days, today we're going to stay in the upper 20s to maybe some lower 30s for areas further to the south. And then with the relatively clear skies we're going to see tonight, those temperatures will drop into the teens, so another cold morning tomorrow. And although we'll see more cloud cover tomorrow, we will see those warmer temperatures. Upper 30s to lower 40s are expected then. And then as we look at the 10-day high temperature forecast Friday, the temperatures will skyrocket into the middle 50s. But then they're going to plummet right afterwards down into the lower 30s and upper 20s for Sunday. But next week doesn't look too bad at all for the first week of March. If you can believe it, it is the first week of March, but temperatures next week not too bad at all. So looking at the chance of precipitation the next couple of days, we may see some very light sprinkles Thursday, but the better chance of precipitation going forward for the rest of the week will be Saturday, as we'll see these passing snow showers move through. Again, accumulation is possible, but the track of this Clipper system could definitely move further north and south, so the accumulation forecast is certainly expected to change a little bit as we get closer, and even the higher end amounts are only bringing in 1 inch to 3 inches at most. So definitely could see some snow showers, but not going to see anything too major. Now, this second system that is expected Sunday, this one is expected to be a little bit bigger, but it's also expected to stay relatively south. As we take a look at the Sunday forecast, most of Wisconsin not really going to see much from it, as the heaviest snow will stay south of our area during this time. And then as we get towards next week, we will have a few other precipitation chances, but at that point in time, a lot is expected to change. So here's a full look at the 7 to 10 day forecast. Temperatures are going to be a little bit all over the place the next couple of days, as we will see them warm up into the 50s, then cool back down into the lower 30s to upper 20s for the weekend. So unfortunately, it is going to be a cold weekend, but after the weekend, those temperatures are expected to warm back up. We could have a few days in the 40s, as we will see a few more precipitation chances. And like I mentioned, if you could believe it, Sunday is March 1st, which means spring is right around the corner. And that also means severe weather season is right around the corner. So it's time to get severe weather ready. The First Warn Weather Team is debuting a new special that breaks down how watches and warnings are issued, the latest research on southern Wisconsin's severe weather season, and what goes into calling alert days. You'll also get a behind-the-scenes look at how the team conducts severe weather drills using the latest tracking technology to keep you safe. And the special airs tonight at 6:30 here on News 3 Now. If you had watched the winter weather special, this is kind of the severe weather version of it. And, you know, obviously warmer temperatures do bring severe weather, so it's important to stay informed. But beyond that point, I'm very much looking forward to the spring, and I think many people will take the few days where we do see those severe storms with those warmer temperatures that we will eventually see come back on a consistent basis.
Yeah, I'm ready for the calendar to flip over to March for sure. But yeah, from 55 on Friday to 27, like literally split in half by the end of the weekend. Crazy.
At least we have one day in the 50s, but it's going to be just one day before we drop back down.
Wisconsin for you. Yep. Looking forward to that special tonight, though. Thanks, Jacob. Well, you have just a few days left to nominate your favorite restaurants, businesses, and people for Madison Magazine's Best of Madison. Just head to channel3000.com and write in your nomination for each category. A reminder, you can nominate once per day. The last day for nominations is February 28th. And tonight, you can watch the Bucks on our sister station, TW. They'll play the Cavaliers at home. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock. Up next at noon, Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council has a new recipe. She'll show us how to combine steak and salad into one delicious dish. Angie Horkin is back from the Wisconsin Beef Council with another tasty February recipe. Hi, Angie.
Hello.
So what are we doing today?
It's Heart Month.
Yes.
February Heart Month.
Continuing that.
We are thinking about our hearts, so we are making recipes that are certified by the American Heart Association. We have a whole recipe collection of beef recipes using lean beef cuts. And
good protein.
Actually, about 65% of beef cuts in the supermarket on average are lean.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so
okay.
Look for loin or round in the name.
Okay.
I am using top sirloin, so
all right.
A great lean cut. I actually went ahead and I marinated it. So we made a marinade. Starts with orange juice. It's got a little Worcestershire in here, olive oil, garlic, a little cumin, and chili powder.
Yum.
It's supposed to be spicy. It's not too bad because this is called our spicy beef chipotle salad.
Give it a little heat in February,
right? It's a
right?
little heat, right. Warm you up from the inside.
Yeah.
So I used half of it. I marinated the top sirloin. I only marinated it for flavor because you don't need to marinate for tenderness. So I just did a couple hours, and then I seared it up. I took it and sliced it before, and I just rewarmed it up. So I've got it kind of medium. Then I saved half the marinade. Don't use your same marinade. Throw away your marinade from your steak. I saved half, and we're going to put that on top of our salad.
All right.
So I've got a nice kind of bed of, I bought the Bib or butter lettuce, and this has a corn, black bean kind of salad to go on top. So 1 can of no salt added black beans, and mix that with a cup of frozen corn, some fresh cilantro, an avocado, some cherry tomatoes halved, a little lime juice, and then even a little more cumin in here too to kind of keep that flavor going through. But yes, it's kind of like a southwesterny flavored salad. I love like black bean corn tomatoes.
Nice and fresh.
Like this, right. This would also be a good meal prep recipe if you're a meal prepper, because I love taking steak salads for meals. I even like too if it's if I'm making steak, I buy one extra and save it. Hide it from the family, and then make a salad the next day. So you're not just having a salad for lunch.
Yeah.
You got a 30 gram of protein per serving salad. Put that top sirloin on, and then you want to drizzle with some of our spicy chipotle marinade.
Sure thing.
Salad dressing, we're going to call it now. But yeah, this is our spicy beef
just
chipotle
kind of right over the
salad.
top?
Yeah, we're going to serve it family style today.
Right.
Put it all on here. It was 1 pound of top sirloin, 30 grams of protein per serving. Not only is lean beef cuts heart healthy, but it also provides 10 essential nutrients, one of them, of course, being protein.
Well, there we go.
So, yeah, check out beeftips.com for our recipe, plus a link to our nutrition page, a link to our full heart-healthy, heart checkmark recipes on the website.
Oh, so. You're making it easy for us.
I'm trying.
Angie Horkin for the Wisconsin Beef Council. As always, we appreciate you. Thanks so much. Here's Jacob with a final check of your forecast.
Thanks, Josh. As we take a look at the next 10 days, we'll be pretty dry for the rest of the work week with temperatures rising for tomorrow and especially for Friday. But then the weekend is looking cooler. We also will see a chance of snow return over the weekend. And then next week, it won't be too bad temperature-wise at all.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Thanks for watching News 3 Now at noon. Coming up next is The Bold and the Beautiful. Our next newscast is live at 4. And a reminder, you can find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. A reminder, our severe weather ready special will be happening tonight at 6:30, so stay tuned to Channel 3. And we'll have much more on the changing weather, that roller coaster of temperatures later on today as well.